Hey there, it's Christy Venice, and today is day 12 of the 30 Days of Joy journey. So, today I wanted to talk about one of the quickest ways to joy, and that is contentment. And maybe you don't think about contentment as a way to joy, but the definition of contentment is a state of being in happiness. And when you think about that state of being, it isn't something you do, it is who you are. And how do you get to contentment? Because you might be like, well, listen, I don't know if I'm content. What does it mean to be content? It means to be okay no matter what. It's an understanding that circumstances and situations don't change what you are and who you are. Now, I know that's difficult because when you're in the middle of a storm, you're like, the storm is all I see. But when you're in the middle of that storm, reflection in who I am will bring you that sense of contentment and knowing who's in control. It's almost like when you're on a plane and you know you're getting from destination A to B. And you hope that that pilot knows what he's doing. But you don't get on that plane saying, oh my gosh, I hope the pilot got enough training and he knows what he's going to do to get us to A to B. You get on the plane, you sit down, you may be afraid of the flying or turbulence, but you trust that that pilot is in control of that plane. Much like contentment, you know God is in control of your outcome. The destination may be a little murky. The things that go on between your states of doing may fluctuate, but you know deep in your core that you are being held in the palm of the hands of the Creator. That's how you get to that contentment, is knowing who's in control. And listen, I was a big control freak. Before I really went through some significant storms, and one of the biggest storms I ever went through was losing my husband. And he had an unfortunate motorcycle accident when my children were very little. And that quickly taught me how little control I had. But what I could do is either choose to lay down and die or find a way to get back up and live. And it didn't change the circumstances of losing him. It didn't change the circumstances of the deep grief. But what I had to understand is I'm in the palm of someone else's hands. My life is not up to chance. I might not control how I get to my destination, but I had to trust in the who was in control of my life. Now, the storms and those rocky times, and I focus on this so much because there's so much going on. Literally, there are so many people that are in my circle that have family members dealing with cancer, dealing with illness and sickness, dealing with the unknown, dealing with unemployment, and going through some murky waters right now that are a little bit difficult for even me to be able to rationalize, like, why all of this now at the same time? But what it's teaching me more than anything is to be about this joy business, because I am convinced and committed that I know who is in control. I know how little control I have, but the one thing I can do is understand in the middle of the storm, my state of being is not based on how I feel, but who I know. And so I invite you to know the one. And I believe in Jesus Christ. And listen, I've seen how far he's brought me. So I invite you to trust. Trust in that you cannot see, and believe what you're currently going through is just temporary and there's better days ahead for you. And I am looking forward to you finding your joy. It is my mission and my purpose to find mine, and I hope you find yours too. And let's have fun along the way. Listen, I went out tonight. I had a pretty amazing salmon dinner. I got dressed. I work from home. Sometimes I don't always get up and get dressed. I do intentionally sometimes force myself to go and just have a nice meal. That was my joy for today. And then my second joy is getting to share these little 5 minutes with you. So, talk to you later. See you tomorrow. 30 days of joy.